So a little bit of touch up painting just here. Now if we look at one of them that I've done here, for some strange reason, I forget what these are called now, but these bits here, as you can see, it's been hole punched on these two ends just here, whereas with this one you've actually got holes. As you can see, you can actually see through to the yellow. Little bit of a shame how them using different, slightly different parts, but just a quick one array around it. Me personally, I'm just going to come in with a little bit of black, right, a little bit of water as well, water down your paints and all that, right, little bit of black just there, and then we can just sort of paint that in. And actually any scratches, because you know I've got a little sort of scratch just there, we can just paint that on. Right, now I mean, because we're actually touching this up with paint, I mean I might sort of come in with another gloss coat just to give it a bit of extra protection, and any sort of touch up painting I've done will also get some protection. Right, but this is all a lot easier than painting it. While I'm doing this, just wanted to say, you know, you saw how quick the yellow paint got good coverage on this model, and that's basically all down to, you know, priming. Priming is so crucial, especially when using stuff like yellows, right? Because it will, if we hadn't like used the PVA glue to lock in the wood or the primer, right, we'd be probably spending like 10 coats or something really daft to actually get this to have good coverage. So it's always good to do those things, because I know some people are like, why do we do it? And this is definitely a big example, because yellow would be absolutely insane to get good coverage on. So I've nicely just did a quick bit of touch up painting, haven't had to do any sort of yellow bits just on the end of the tips here for the wheels, which is kind of good. Apart from that, I'll probably just give that a quick sort of gloss coat, another gloss coat, and that's the Cannons. Again, you know, we'll visit the whole weathering and putting a matte coat on like right at the end, but that's just going to lock them all in nice and secure. Just need to build like a hell of a lot more of them. So now we're going to move along with the carronade. Now the carronade, as you can see, does look more like a more complicated build than our 12-pounder. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of skip all the bits that I've already showed you with the 12-pounder, because a few of those things do kind of cross over. I'm just going to show you the complicated bits. So first off, they do give us this sort of nice little diagram. We've got to do some precise measurements and drilling, right? So we want to follow this basically to the T. So let's just move this out of the way somewhere, just whack it down here. Good to get out a nice metal ruler, something really good for measuring, and I do like to use one of these just to sort of get ourselves a nice straight line. So let's just bring you in, maybe actually bring you in on all the cameras if we can, because we are getting a little bit minute now. So what we have just here, let's move this as well. What we have is we need to drill some holes into the side. So what we're going to do is, using our ruler, we want to basically sort of get it on the millimeter one. Yeah, that will do. Get it on our millimeter here, make sure it's all nicely butted up, all nice, right? And then depending, right, if you are not painting yours, get out a pencil. Me personally, I'm painting mine, so I'm going to get out this nice red pen just here, just so it's more clearer. And we want to mark, I do believe it's 5mm and then 15mm out. We want to sort of make these marks, and as you can see, I have, maybe bring in a bit more light in here, there we go. I have a 5mm mark there and a 15mm mark there, and I've done it both sides, and that's where we want to make our drill. I've already done a couple. I've got a nice drill bit here. It doesn't tell you what size to use, it just tells you, so as our little eyes here, which are these little things just here, as long as they fit, you know, sort of nice and snug, it's all good. Which actually, let's get out our, because actually I just kind of throw different size drill bits into my drill and never sort of know what size they am. So let's get out this Nice little measuring device here. Let's zero it, and it should, I think, be about 7 mil. Oh no, it's about 6. Maybe about 6 or 7 mil. It's saying 6. I did measure it before and it was about 7. Oh no, there it is, 7. There we go. So it's about 7. 0.7 mil is what you're after for our drill bit size, and that gives us a nice snug fit. So using our little mark just here, we can find the center, which, you know, it's not that very thick. I mean, you can find the center, you can measure it if you want to, and then we just want to start a little bit of a drill. I don't want to do it too much because I just want to sort of see, you know, is that going center? You know, does it look like it's lining up with the opposite side? I mean, I could probably position that a little bit down and maybe a little bit more forward. So it's always good just to do a little sort of drill rather than getting a big hole going straight away. And then we just want to sort of drill that through. Just keep it nice and straight. I know the instructions say put in a vise, but I haven't got a vise, in all honesty. But you know what, you can still do it this way, and you want to try and keep it straight as possible. If you sort of go in at a bit of an angle, you're potentially going to come out of the wood. You just want to go, you know, as straight down as possible. Right, and you want to go through enough, and you'll know if you've done a really sort of good bit of drilling, right? Because I don't know how well you're going to pick this up on camera, but you can actually drill. If you drill one side and then you drill the opposite side, you can technically, I can see all the way down, right? So that means your measurements are good. Not a big deal if you don't with both of them, although I have managed to do with both of them. It's gone all the way through, and basically these little eye things should fit nice and snug just inside there. Then we've got some more measurements that we need to sort of play around with, which if I just get this out, right, I'm not going to go through it all to sort of show you because as I say, I think you probably learnt enough from the 12-pounder, right? But what we need to do then is we have this shape just here where we're going to sort of lay it down on here. Right, according to the instructions, bring this across here. We want to go 7 mil at the flatter edge part. 7 mil going that way. Make a mark. What I did is I came in with one of these where I then got ourselves a nice straight edge. Draw the line across. Right, and you can see that there's a nice line going across there. So I know that should just butt up against my line, glue that in place, right, and that should be all good. On the opposite side, again, it's asking us from 7 mil, so 7 mil from across there. Again, we can butt it up against here. I haven't actually drawn this line, but I can probably quickly show you. We can sort of get this line now, run that down there, without moving it if possible. But don't worry, if you're painting it, you're painting it. And there we go, we've got a nice straight line across there, which then a little square piece will glue up to that line there. So it's just some wood glue and doing some wood glue in there. And then it's drilling some more holes, which basically what I've just shown you, apart from, if you look at the instructions, it's all just about getting those measurements and using one of these to get that nice straight line, and you should be able to put these other holes in there. Just remember, this is a rivet hole. This one just here, that's just a rivet hole. So I do believe we don't drill all the way into that one. I can't remember, but I'll let you know. So I've drilled all my holes just to sort of let you know that the pivot hole, the one that goes in the middle, is supposed to nicely house this nail just here, and it is a nice 9 mil drill bit to get that to fit sort of nice, snug, but still sort of, you know, you got a bit of sort of play with that. As you can see, I've glued it all together. I have made a mistake. I did accidentally end up drilling 2 holes just at the back here, which should not be there. So made a bit of a mistake, but you know what, I've got to sort it out, and I'll show you how to do it just in case you make the same mistake as well.